Hey everyone, and welcome. Listen, if you've ever stared at a multiple choice paper and just felt that wave of panic, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down how you can actually master your exams and turn those super tricky questions into easy marks. So, let's start with a big question. What's really the difference between a good guess and a great answer? Well, it's all about strategy. You see, multiple choice questions, or MCQs, they're not just about testing what you know. They're actually testing how you think. It's a skill, and just like any other skill, you can get way better at it with the right technique.
And let's be real, these questions are designed to be tricky. Examiners love to throw in these things called distractors, options that look right, but are really just there to trip you up. But here's the good news. There's a system, a strategy you can use to see right through those tricks and pick the right answer with confidence. Every single time.
All right, let's get right into it. I'm about to show you a simple but seriously powerful three-step strategy. And I'm telling you, this is going to completely change the game for you when it comes to multiple choice questions, not just in life sciences, but, well, pretty much any subject. Here it is. It's simple. Identify, eliminate, and confirm. Step 1, you hunt for the key words in the question. Step 2, you become a detective and eliminate the answers you know are wrong. And finally, step 3, you double-check that your final choice actually makes sense with the keywords. So, enough talk. Let's put this thing to the test with some real questions from past papers. Knowing the theory is one thing, right? But using it is what really gets you the marks. So we're going to start with a pretty straightforward question and put our three-step strategy right into action. Okay, here we go. Question 1.1.1. First step, identify keywords. As you read it, two phrases should just jump out at you. Possible explanation, and can be tested. Right away, those are massive clues. They're pointing us directly to the scientific method. Now for step 2, eliminate the wrong answers. Let's look at A, a fact. Well, the fact is something proven. It's not an explanation, so A is out. What about B, a law? A law tells us what happens, like gravity, but it doesn't explain why, so B is out too. Now C, theory, is a strong contender. It's a solid explanation, but it's one that's already been tested a lot. The question asks for a possible explanation, which is the starting point. And that brings us to step 3, confirm our choice. Option D, hypothesis, fits perfectly. A hypothesis is exactly that, a possible and crucially a testable explanation. That word testable is the key to the whole thing. See how the process just leaves you with the one and only logical answer? Boom. Okay, let's try a tougher one, a genetics question. Step 1, find those keywords. The question says parents without color blindness, but they have a son with color blindness. That little combination of facts tells you everything. It's screaming that we're dealing with a recessive trait, and it's probably sex-linked. All right, step 2, eliminate. Think about it. For a son to have color blindness, his genotype is XDY. He gets the Y from his dad, so he must get that little D allele, the XD, from his mom. Now look at options A and B. The mother is XD-XD. She doesn't even have a recessive allele to give him, so A and B are impossible. Gone. What about D? The mother is XD-XD. Well, that would mean she has color blindness herself, and the question says she doesn't, so D is out too. And just like that, we're left with only one option, C. Let's confirm it. The father is XDY, no color blindness. The mother is XD-XD. She has the dominant allele, so she doesn't have it either, but she carries the recessive one. Can they have a son with color blindness? Absolutely. If she passes on her XD, he gets it. It fits the story perfectly. Case closed. Okay, time for a pro tip. This is for all you high flyers out there who are aiming for those top marks. What happens when a question is super tricky? Or get this, what if there's actually a mistake in the exam memo? Trust me, it happens. And knowing how to spot it gives you a huge advantage. So let's take a look at question 1.1.8. It's asking about something called reproductive isolating mechanisms. That's just a fancy term for all the things that stop different species from breeding with each other. This is one of those questions where knowing the exact definition is absolutely critical. Now here's where it gets interesting. The original marking guide, the memo, said the correct answer was A, but sometime after the exam, an official correction sheet, called an errata, was sent out, and it said, oops, our bad, the correct answer is actually C, not A. So why the change? It all came down to one little line. Option II, fertile offspring. Think about it. An isolating mechanism is supposed to prevent breeding.
But producing fertile offspring is the result of successful breeding. In fact, it's the very definition of what makes a species a species. So it's the total opposite of an isolating mechanism. And that's why C was the right answer all along. It's a perfect example of why you have to read every single word so carefully.
You know, to really beat the exam, you've got to learn to think like an examiner. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual rules that markers are told to follow. Understanding this stuff, it's like having a secret playbook for how to write your answers.
Check this out. If a question asks for 3 reasons and you get excited and give 5, they will only mark your first 3, even if numbers 4 and 5 are brilliant. So what does that mean for you? It means be concise. Give your best stuff first, and don't just dump everything you know on the page. Also, look at the spelling rule. If they can recognize the word, you'll probably get the mark. So focus on the science, not stressing about perfect spelling. So, we've walked through the strategy, we've tackled some tough questions, we've even peeked inside the examiner's mind. So what's the one big thing, the ultimate takeaway you need to remember from all this? Here it is, the bottom line. Strategy is always, always more powerful than just guessing. You have the tools now. Identify, eliminate, confirm. So when you get into that exam, just take a deep breath. Read the question carefully, use the process we talked about, and trust that you can figure it out.
And I want to leave you with one final thought. This was never just about life sciences, was it? We've been talking about a way of thinking, a way to break down a problem. So my question to you is, now that you know how to think like this, what other questions, what other challenges in your life can you conquer? Hey, if you found this strategy helpful, then make sure you don't miss out on what's next. Go ahead and follow Mr. Chi on Instagram and TikTok. Like the page on Facebook, and definitely subscribe on YouTube. Let's keep learning together. Thanks so much for tuning in.